Yep, I goofed. I blew it. I done messed up. Hi, I'm Sue Barnhart. I am one of the ministers at the Worship Center Ministries here in Northern Illinois, and this is Friday's Hope, where we share hope for everyone, everywhere, for every day. And I'm here to tell you I blew it. I blew it with one of my family members. And I didn't blow it to where it is forever final. I messed up, but I did a mess. I did. Family member was sharing with me a while back now some of the struggles they were going through. And you know what I did? Well, first of all, they called me up one day and they were sharing some struggles with me and sharing how they were talking to somebody else in the family. And I said, well, why didn't you call me? And this person said, you really want to know the truth? Now, I caution you, people, if you really want to know the truth, don't say yes to that sentence. Do not say yes to that sentence. But I said, absolutely, I want to know the truth. And this person shared with me that they had tried to reach out with me, to share what was going on. And I gave a pat answer of some sort and then just went on. Ouch. Time stood still for a minute and I felt terrible. So I'm going to say here and now, if I've done that to any of you all, family members, friends, whatever, forgive me, please, I'm sorry, not my intention, but it happened, so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but I did. Anyway, so I felt terrible, absolutely terrible. I missed it. They told me they did try and connect with me. Oops. They did try and share with me. Oops. And I gave him one of these pat answers and then went on. I just couldn't believe that. So here's the first lesson in tonight's message. Learn to be present and really listen. Learn to be present and really listen. You have to be present in that conversation. Your mind, your attention, your body language will tell this person who's trying to talk to you whether you're listening or not. You have to tuck everything else away because you are talking to another person that needs someone to talk to. Be present in that time. Don't say, oh, okay, well, we'll talk about it later and then keep moving. I did. I maybe sometimes do. I'm sorry, but I'm learning. That's the other thing. Learn to be present. Learn to be present in the situation or the circumstance that you're in. I will say being a mama, being a grandmama, working, ministry, etc., had me running all the time. But that isn't an excuse. I needed to stop long enough to hear this person and see that this person needed to talk, needed to share. So the first thing you do is learn to be present. Second thing is you really listen. Not just listen, ready to give an answer, but listen. Listen to the person, watch their movements, watch their body language. Listen. Maybe that's all they need is somebody to just share and listen. I don't know. Maybe they didn't need any answers. And we are all guilty of giving answers. Oh, we've got the answer for everything. We don't, but we think we do. So listen, really listen to that person and hear what they're saying. Maybe that's all they needed was somebody to listen. And then, what's the next thing we need to do when we realize we've hurt somebody? Ask them to forgive you and say, seems to be the two hardest words in the English vocabulary, I'm sorry. Look, if you've hurt somebody, You don't need to go, well, you did such and such. That isn't going to help. Or, well, you know, I was such and such. No, that isn't going to help either. How about, well, you know, on that day, no, that's not going to help. You know what's going to help? You look them straight in the eyes and you say, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It's hard to say, but it works miracles and does wonders in relationships. I promise you. I promise you it does. And then next you ask them for forgiveness. Will you forgive me? I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me? Forgiveness is letting that person off the hook of your anger and your frustration. Will you forgive me? You know, whether they do or not is beside the point. You're showing them that you're sorry and you want to do the next thing is reconcile. So if you're presenting, you're going to the altar, you're going to church, and you suddenly remember something that somebody has against you, you know, take care of that. Take care of that. Go and be reconciled to the person. Then come back and offer your sacrifice, your time to God. I didn't realize this person was upset with me. But once I knew, I have to ask God to help in that area of my life and be reconciled or renew the relationship that I was in. Now, I did talk to this person. We had a long talk. I felt terrible, told this person I was sorry. And we have a good relationship. Good evening, Pastor Paulette. We still have a good relationship, which is a good thing because I was really concerned. I love this person in my family, and I didn't want to mess that up. So here are 4 things that ways that we can sincerely ask for forgiveness. And there's a multitude of them, but I'm speaking from maybe somebody who's never done this. And if anybody else have any ideas, let me know. Admit what you did was wrong. Acknowledge your loved one was wrong and you were at fault. You know, admit that you were wrong and that you were at fault. Hi, Penny. Hey, it's good seeing you. I love seeing you on here. Wonderful. You know, it does wonders when you admit, you know what, I just blew it. I am so sorry. That's the way we got to do this, guys. And then, if necessary, explain why you did something wrong. Now, there's a problem with that. We can get defensive in that. So what we can do is say, you know what, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I don't have to give because such and such. I don't have to do that. I just have to say, and it's confirming what they told you. I am sorry I didn't listen to you. It validates them. They're going, yeah, they really got it. So explain what you did wrong if necessary. And then correct it. Correct what you did wrong. If you can, if they're willing to reconcile the friendship, the relationship, if they're willing to still be friends or whatever, reconcile by following up your actions, by doing what you said you did wrong, by fixing it, however way that works. Believe me, I am on the watch for my words and for the way I'm connecting with people like crazy now. And no, I'm not condemning myself, or no, I'm not, being hard on myself. I know we all blow it. But I think this was something that God said, Sue, you need to take a closer look. And I sure am. So correct it. And then give some space and time if needed. If you and this other person maybe aren't getting along all that great, leave them alone for a while and just pray for them and reassure them that you love them and you're sorry. Going after them, keep wanting to talk with them, keep wanting to fix it. That just causes more division. Leave them alone. They'll come around, especially if you're praying for them. James 5:16 says, therefore, confess your sins one to another and pray for one another that you may be healed. Isn't that what we want to do? The prayers of a righteous person has great power. Has great power. Another important point, Psalm 51:31 says, 51:3, sorry, I can't read my own writing. I acknowledged my sin to you. I did not cover my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgive the iniquity of my sin. It's important to understand that when we hurt someone, we're also sinning against God, because guess what? We're all his creation. Every single one of us are his creation. So therefore, when we sin or hurt somebody else, it's against God too. So it's important to say, God, I am so sorry I did that. And I did indeed do that. I don't always. I forget. I promise you, I forget to ask God for forgiveness. Thank goodness his grace and mercy are forever. But it's just important to see that relationship between the person and God. It is an important thing to see. We are his creation. They are his creation. So therefore, that has to be acknowledged as well. Romans 12:18, and these are all in the English Standard Version. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. That's important, especially in this day and time. Live peaceably with all. It's so important to strive for peace with everyone. Hebrews 12:14, for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. So if we don't strive for peace with everyone, what the verse is saying is they're not going to see the Lord if we're always grouchy and grumbly and fussing at people. A couple of friends and I always joke about going into Walmart and how we need prayer to walk in there. It rattles some people, but it's strive for peace with everyone so they see the Lord. So like I said, things are good between us, but I check myself now so that I'm present with that person and everyone, and I hear at a deeper level what they're actually saying and they need. I also pray while I'm speaking with someone and ask the Holy Spirit to hear at a deeper level and ask what I should or shouldn't say. Sometimes the best thing is just to listen. Don't listen because you want to say something. Don't listen to share something. Listen to their heart. Listen to what God would have you hear. It may not be in the words. It may be in some other things. And we're going to jump a little bit off of that now, and I'm just going to go into another subject. I know a lot of major issues are going on in people's lives, and I'm going to encourage you to call somebody if you're starting to feel suicidal. Somebody you know if you feel a danger to yourself. This is personal to me tonight. A friend of mine and a relative of some close friends was found dead last week. They took their own life. Young adult took their own life. And they were saying to everybody that they were going to change their life. They were going to move. They were going to do different things. They were doing all these things, talking to everybody. He looked happy, and he was going to change his life. He was actually going to move closer to his family, their family. And then they found him in the garage dead. He spoke to several people, including pastors and family. They were excited about the changes they were going to make. No one suspected. No one suspected they were suicidal. No one. So now what? If that happens to us, how do we process that? I hear one person, not related to this, but I hear one person said, why? Why didn't they reach out? Why didn't they touch? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Yeah, there's a lot of whys in this. There is. And some of those answers we're never, ever going to have. But we do have a Savior who's going to help us with those questions. How do we process it? It's hard. It takes time. It takes calling on God to help us. We maybe need to go through therapy. And I still say, call somebody if you or somebody you know is danger to themselves or others. You know, people who are considering suicide may show signs. Common warning signs is feeling unbearable pain, emotionally, physically, you know, that deep heart pain. Death of a recent friend or relative, fascination with death. That's hard. Feeling hopeless. That's why I named this Friday's Hope, because so many people have lost hope. But yet in Jesus we have hope. We have a hope in the future. He's given that to us. But some people feel hopeless, worthless, or trapped. Feeling guilty, shame, or anger. You know, all of those can be resolved by, first of all, asking God to help you. And second of all, finding somebody to talk to. Because you're not worthless. You're not hopeless. You're not trapped. You're not, don't worry, the shame goes away. We've all done things that we hope nobody looks in the closet about. You're not. You're an amazing human being. Time again. And they feel like they're a burden to others. How many times have you heard the older folks say, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to burden my granddaughter or my grandson or my family. They feel like they're a burden. And then changes in behavior and mood, recent suicide attempts. Maybe they've attempted it before. Increased alcohol or drug use. Losing interest in personal appearance or hygiene. You ever see somebody, they've always been impeccably dressed and hair done, and all of a sudden they look like they just crawled out of bed? Unless they're sick, that might be a sign. Withdrawing from family, friends, or community. Now, this person didn't withdraw. They actually came and saw family. Giving away prized possessions. A recent episode of emotional distress, or anxiety. Changes in eating or sleeping habits. Many times they struggle with sleeping and they don't sleep. Without sleep, depression gets even worse. Becoming violent or being a victim of violence. Expressing rage or recklessness. All those are signs, but there's so many others. And this person that took their own life, for as far as we know, nobody saw any of those things in this person. So be careful, just be careful. Some behaviors may indicate an emergency is happening or that a person is in crisis. If you observe the following behaviors, you should immediately connect that person with professional help, such as the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I give that number out every time. They're the ones that gave me this list of things to watch for if somebody is suicidal. So if you need to connect them with help when you see that they're talking about immediate harm to themselves or others, planning to attempt suicide. For example, searching online for information on how to attempt suicide, acting in an erratic manner, that you're concerned about their safety. And I'm going to talk to the person who is possibly depressed. Call somebody and then be brutally honest. Keep calling, keep talking. Call the Crisis Lifeline, 988, and be honest with us. Tell us what's going on. Hey, I'm not feeling very good and I'm not feeling very safe around myself. You know what? I'm not in a good place. There's a ton of ways that you can tell somebody that you're not feeling safe and that you need help. Do that. We can't read your minds. And many times we miss it. We do, and we're sorry, but I still say call or text 988 Suicide Helpline. They're there for you. They'll help you. They'll walk you through this. Reach out to people and reach out to God for help. And a trusted friend. Choose wisely those friends. I've said this time and again. I know this is rerun 101, but you know what? There's somebody out there right now that depressed. Choose wisely when you reach out. Choose a trusted friend that you know knows Jesus and won't spread gossip about your situation. God uses people. Hello. Call the hospital, call the Y, call your pastor, call your mental health clinic, call your doctor if you're in school, college or high school or whatever. Get a hold of a counselor. They're going to hear you. They're going to help you through. Every time. God's given us so many places to get help. You just have to reach out and be honest with us. This incident is a perfect example of why we have to keep reaching out until someone hears us and we have been brutally honest with them and then helping them to get help. And yes, I know reaching out is hard. I get it, but you and your family are worth it. I want to encourage you, don't sit there in that mess day after day. It just causes your mental health struggle to get worse. Mm-hmm. Deal with it. Be dealing with it. Time and again, deal with it. Just because one place doesn't help, do it again. Keep reaching out until you find somebody that helps. It doesn't mean that it's hopeless just because that first person didn't help. It means that just wasn't the right fit. One of my family members had to search 2 or 3 times before they found the right counselor. Now they love this one. They love this one. You deserve to have help. God wants you healthy. Don't sit there any longer in that mess. Do what it takes to get through this situation in a healthy life with Jesus. Psalm 73:26 says, my health may fail. Hello, yes. My spirit may grow weak, absolutely. But God remains my strength of my heart. He is mine forever. He will give you the strength to reach out. He'll give you the strength to be able to talk to somebody. Isaiah 40:29, he gives power to the weak. Hello. And to those who have no might, he increases their strength. If you're really depressed, you're really sad, and you're really considering taking your own life, you're weak. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm kind of weak, and I'm sorry, I might do something that's not going to be good. You know, do that. Do that. Come to him. He wants to help you. He loves you, and he's ready to help at any second. If you struggle with panic, worry, depression, negativity, being overwhelmed, doesn't matter, reach out to him. He says in 18 verse 6, but in my distress, hello, how more distressful can you get than feeling like you want to take your own life? In my distress, I cried out to the Lord. I prayed to my God for help, and he heard me from his sanctuary, heaven. My cry to him reached his ears. Please, please reach out. Be honest with the people you're reaching out to. Keep finding help. Be honest with the people. Tell people what type of help you need, please. You are a valuable, valuable person. You're needed in our lives. It's important. You are important. Also, I want to encourage you to watch a great show on suicide, I am so sorry, called Reason to Live. Put that down. Reason to Live. Hey, Beasleys, good seeing you. Mary, good seeing you too. It's an excellent, excellent account. First, personal accounts from young adults and their journey from suicidal thoughts to hope. And it's a first-person account for the parents, the family, and the friends, and how that affected them. Amazing, easy to talk to them. They showed some of the 988 operators talking to some people that were feeling suicidal. It was an amazing thing. Those people are trained and they do good. Anyway, it was on WQPT PBS channel. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And I'm sure it can be found online. I don't know if they'll replay it, but that just laid it all out. It was amazing. So I want to tell you again, if you feel like hurting yourself, grab a hold of somebody, grab a hold of God and somebody. He uses people, and get the help you need. It's okay to reach out and talk to somebody. 988. I want those 3 numbers burned into your life. There's somebody there on the other side of that. You can text them, you can call them, you can get online. And if you are a person who has had to deal with somebody who has committed suicide, get help too. Get help. They deal with you. They'll help you too. Get the help we all need with mental health, emotional hurt, emotional struggles. Don't just sit there. That's not going to be the way to get through. I guess I can't say this enough because of my friend who was found dead. Amazing person, no longer with us. Get help, please. 988, suicide hotline, your pastor, your doctors. Get a hold of somebody. If you feel this video has helped you, would you please share it? Also, let us know how it's helped. Leave a message in the comment lines, or you can send me an email. I hope my email's working, called fridayshope3@gmail.com. That's the number 3, fridayshope3@gmail.com. You can watch this and other Friday Hope's YouTube channel. Okay, I really do not have my tongue working right. You can watch this and other Friday's Hope videos on our YouTube channel, which is also called Friday's Hope, and on our Facebook page underneath the same name, Friday's Hope. We love you. Thank you for your prayers, for listening. I pray God richly bless you, heal your hurting heart. Pray for one another, guys. Encourage one another. Let them know that you're out there to help. We have a future and a hope. God's given that to us, and we want to share that with others. I love y'all. You have a God-blessed evening. God bless you.